tonight if St Helens are beaten by Halifax. Halifax, though, wanting desperately to get back on form after that heavy drubbing at Warrington that you saw on Sky last Sunday. Let's check out the Halifax team then. Warren Wilson continues at fullback. John Bentley moves to his more accustomed position on the wing. Graham Hallis is in the centre. Hallis will wear 3. And Greg Austin returns to the Halifax side. He's fit again after flu. Mark Preston is in 5. 20 tries for Preston so far this season. The former Saints double act at 6 and 7. Mark Bailey the standoff. And Paul Bishop the halfback in 7. Up front, much will depend on the likes of Carl Harrison, prop forward wearing 8. Roy Southernwood is the hooker in 9. The big man from Queensland, Mike McLean, is the prop forward in 10. In the second row, it's Gary Lord wearing 11. Mark Perrott continues in 12. And Gary Devorty completes the lineup. And the Halifax and Great Britain coach is Malcolm Reilly. It's a lovely night. It's clear, it's crisp, and it's going to be a battle royal out there on that pitch. St Helens, aiming for the championship, have David Lyon at fullback. Mike Riley is on the wing. Gary Connolly is in the centre. Alongside him, Paul Loughlin. Alan Hunt, with 23 tries this season, is on the wing in 5. Tia Rapati, the New Zealander, is the standoff half in 6. Welshman Jonathan Griffiths, the scrum half in 7. Jonathan Neal, a man who hasn't scored since April 1991, is the prop forward wearing 8. Bernard Dwyer, one of the most underrated hookers in the British game, is in 9. John Harrison completes the front row. Harrison 6 foot 7 inches tall. Chris Joynt made his Great Britain debut in Carcassonne 2 weeks ago. He's in the second row wearing 11. The Australian Phil Vevers is in 12. And the New Zealander Shane Cooper is the loose forward. He completes the lineup for the New Zealand coach, Kiwi Mike McLennan. Check on the substitutes for you. And Halifax's coach Malcolm Reilly has named David Cooper and Adam Fogarty. St Helens have Anthony Sullivan coming back after injury. He's missed 11 matches because of injury this season. And the man they signed from Wigan, Gus O'Donnell, is in 15. Big night for Paul Bishop, the Halifax scrum half, playing against his former club. Bishop just needs 5 goals for 100 for the season, for only the second time in his career. And the Halifax captain, Carl Harrison, Great Britain international and 1992 Lions tourist to Australia. The opposition, second in the table, St Helens, desperate for the points to keep their title charge on course. They can't afford to lose another game. 5 defeats all season, 4 of them, though, away from home. And Shane Cooper, their captain, he knows just how important the next 80 minutes could be. And Bernard Dwyer, the former back row forward, now well and truly settled in at hooker. He's on the fringe of international recognition. Not only will he want to impress as far as St Helens coach is concerned, with Malcolm Reilly, the Great Britain coach, watching this one closely, he wants to remind him that he is around and on the scene too. Phil Vevers, the Australian, a survivor, along with Paul Loughlin, incidentally, of the 1987 Challenge Cup final between these two sides. And the match referee is Ian Ollerton from Wigan. It's his 3rd season in the middle in the big league. He's 40 on the 31st of this month. He had control of the semi-final between Leeds and Widnes at Central Park just last Saturday. Tia Rapati is in wonderful form. He has run in 19 tries and kicked 24 goals. The Kiwi international made his debut in the summer against Papua New Guinea. Came off the bench twice against the British Lions down under. So perfect night for rugby league, and Paul Bishop gets us underway here at Drum Hall. Mike, we've been saying it all night, it's a big one.
It'll show you how big it is. These forwards really will get into each other. Both sides know that if the pack can start taking control, then both sides have the speed out wide. It's a matter of who can just stamp their authority, and I think we'll see it very heavy in the first 15.
Well, we have a long-distance Halifax fan with us tonight. Stuart Whitley is watching this on Sky in Liskeard in Cornwall, and all the family back home hope that he enjoys the game, and he's looking forward obviously to a big Halifax win. But St Helens, with the kick downfield from David Lyon, they have other matters on their mind. This is Warren Wilson, their fullback. That's a good driving run from the fullback too.
Nice kick and chase there by St Helens, but certainly turned around with Warren Wilson. He's a big boy.
Southernwood in at dummy half, and that's Gary Lord in the headgear. Carl Harrison now. Malcolm really looking for a big game from his captain.
He needs it as well. He knows that he was off song last week against Warrington. Never really got started then to the big Great Britain pop.
Paul Bishop pulled down by Chris Joint. Southernwood left-footed from the dummy half position. First bounce in the St Helens quarter. Made David Lyon stretch. Lyon with the run, grounded by Perrott. And good tackling too from Southernwood.
Yeah, it's excellent play there by number 9, Roy Southernwood. Chased up the chase there with a kick and really does go low. They realise they've got to start going low. Against Warrington last week, Eddie, they were going far too high.
As you predicted, Mike, a big early forward battle on the go here. But Halifax caught offside.
No, it looks like a forward pass. There you can see from the dummy half, Dwyer just pushing the ball forward to the big prop forward.
So Halifax's head and feed from the forward pass. Bailey to Hallis.
Let's not forget also, Eddie, that Greg Austin comes back into the centres. That was another problem area last week in Halifax defence. I thought that Bentley in the centres and Hallis there, they really didn't start getting into it.
Bishop, he finds Devorty. Ian Ollerton taking St Helens back a good 10 yards. That's a good run from Southernwood. He finds Harrison. Southernwood in a dummy half. This is Bishop and now Bailey. Bailey and Bishop, they need no motivation to perform well against St Helens tonight. Two former members of the Nosey Road squad. Wilson hanging on, gets the ball out to Mark Preston. And Preston caught in possession. That is the turnover after the 6 tackles. But St Helens are camped on their own try line.
Good play by Halifax there. They caught St Helens snapping there on the blind side.
Callum Hunt, man who needs just 2 tries for the magical 100 for St Helens. This John Harrison gets the ball away well to Connolly. Connolly having to run square and then feeding Loughlin. Good play from St Helens. This is Hunt. Good break. Good tackling though by Southernwood. And not more than a touch of help from Bishop.
Oh, I love to see that. The wingers coming in and helping out the forwards there.
The party's kicked downfield, one bouncing into the arms of Warren Wilson. Wilson pulled down by Gary Connolly. Now Mark Preston. And that looked a bit high. Oh no, they moved off the mark.
Oh, Connolly wasn't square behind at the marker. You have to stand right in front. Referee from Wigan, Ian Ollerton, very quick to seize on that. We want an open game. Penalty given very quickly. Sink into that man there. Gary Connolly that has to stand square.
Referee Ollerton policing the play of the ball, telling St Helens to retreat 10 yards. 5 minutes of this match gone, still 0-0. Bishop to Devorty. The runner is Hallis, and he finds Austin. Good tackling Connolly. And it didn't look as though Austin played the ball, but the referee said play on. Preston now the dummy half. To McLean. Releases the ball to Mark Bailey, but forward pass.
Just trying to get it away there, the Australian prop, just squeezing it just a little bit in front there. Number 6, Mark Bailey, just overrunning the pass. You can see he tried to hold back. But good refereeing by Ian Ollerton then. He was interfered with, he was a Halifax player, and rather than give a penalty, he let advantage go.
Cooper finds Loughlin. He's pulled down. Incidentally, watching in good company on Sky Sports Big League tonight. Peter Beardsley and the Everton team are watching in their hotel on Merseyside in preparation for tomorrow's derby match against Liverpool. And apparently Howard Kendall, the Everton manager, insisted that the hotel take out the subscription to Sky Sports so as the Everton players could keep tabs on the big league every Friday. Good on you, Howard. This is David Lyon with the kick downfield. Wilson made a play for it. Griffiths has moved up to put his options down along with Cooper. He's dropped it. Vivas has got it now. Out to Chris Joynt. Loughlin tries St Helens. Paul Loughlin with the try. A mistake. And Wilson is down and hurt.
Stones bit of championship replay. We'll see Wilson, the Halifax full-back. He steps inside. It's a tackle by Cooper that really knocks the ball out. Good play by Vivas. Joynt, the second rower, and that's a simple 4-pointer to the centre, Paul Loughlin. Neat play by Joynt. Under a lot of pressure by Hallis, but had enough time to get rid of that ball. But that was a woeful mistake there.
So Loughlin with the try. It was his second touchdown of the season. And Loughlin now will try and make his 4 into 6. A simple strolling try for the tall figure of Loughlin. Right-footed. And he's got his sights in early on. 6 points to 0. St Helens lead, just the start they wanted.
You'll see Wilson just dropping the ball here. Look at all the St Helens players. It really was just a matter of time, wasn't it, to get the situation away.
Halifax restart then, and this is Rapati running the ball back. Loughlin, the try scorer. Remember, including this one, St Helens with 5 games to go. Warrington away, Leeds at home, Wigan away, and Widnes at home. It's a tough run-in for St Helens.
Well, this is what all the kick and chase game is all about, and that's an amazing kick there. Now, there's not a great deal of wind. They're expecting some later in the night. What little wind it is, it's to the advantage of Halifax, but look at that kick from David Lyon.
Tremendous kick from Lyon, a try against Hull Kingston Rovers last Friday on Sky.
But getting back to that point, it's what all the kicking game is all about, that you can put them under pressure and hope that that mistake will come about. Unfortunately for Halifax, it did.
Mark Perrott. Southernwood to Harrison, and Halifax thinking about bringing a substitute on early doors here. Bill Arthur has all the details downstairs.
David Cooper is already stripped off and ready to come on, and it looks as though Warren Wilson is coming off. I don't know if he took a knock in that incident that led to Paul Loughlin's try, or whether it's just injured pride, but it looks as though Warren Wilson is coming off and David Cooper is going to be coming on very shortly.
Cooper, the non-playing substitute at Warrington last Sunday. Meanwhile, David Lyon is just watching it now with a crowd behind the post there. Say he got a touch on it, but the touch judge and referee disagree.
Well, it's pretty close, but he didn't touch it.
And immediately Halifax have a penalty. I think it's for obstruction. Let's see if we can get any hint from this.
Well, all I can say is that done the shepherd there. The party looks bemused. Referee Ian Ollerton wasn't. That's a bad mistake by the St Helens side.
Well, with almost 11 minutes gone, a chance here for Halifax to get the scoreboard ticking, and David Cooper has come on. Cooper in at fullback for Warren Wilson, who dropped the ball under pressure and surrendered the first try of the match to St Helens, and Wilson, we're told, is carrying a shin injury. But it's now all down to Paul Bishop with this penalty for obstruction. Almost straight in front of the post, left-footed, and the flags and the cheers tell you that Bishop has found the mark. Halifax 2, St Helens 6.
Excellent kick there from the little halfback. That'll lift their spirits somewhat. Nothing worse than to give away a try by a simple mistake so early in the game.
So Halifax just 4 points adrift now, having won 5 of their last 8. Oh, and that was a dangerous tackle.
Well, that's going towards a spear tackle in my book.
McLean, good strong run, well pulled down by Beavers with a bit of help from Cooper. Here's Harrison. Harrison will never shirk the hard work. Bishop to Devorty. A half break, and it was a good job that the prop forward, Jonathan Neal, just held on to his shirt tails there. Bishop with the kick downfield. Mike Riley for St Helens.
But a tactical game from both sides, using the long kick down into the corner.
Now Alan Hunt. And he was almost away, and it was good chasing back by Hallis. Just dragged him to the floor, and there's a real shamozzle going on between Hunt and Hallis. And Hallis has been deemed to be the offender.
Well, we talk about giving away these silly penalties before the game. And quite frankly, Graham Hallis there was just fortunate to be able to grab hold of the shirt. Fingertip control there, but really you'd be better suited to go down, take the legs. A little bit of indiscipline there.
Hallis and Alan Hunt, of course, two tour colleagues on the 1992 British Lions tour to Australia. St Helens in possession with Dwyer, and now with Harrison, and the ball from Harrison goes to ground. It's all very untidy. The referee will bring Riccardi back. He'll play the first knock on.
He's never really on that ball there. John Harrison trying to get it away. You can see that he was just about to hit the ground there. Rightly so, that was a knock on. But it's deemed that the Halifax player has knocked on. That's confused the crowd.
The scrum wheel, Ollerton wants it to reform.
Well, this is interesting, isn't it? This means that Halifax will now have the head and feed.
No, they didn't. St Helens did. They will have now, because Griffiths has dropped that ball as he tried to release it. And he's given a penalty now for a swinging arm on Griffiths in the tackle. Penalty St Helens.
Well, it was Graham Hallis, I think you'll find, that come in on the blind side. That was a knock on. Once again, a good tackle by Bailey. But Hallis just seems to have lost his cool somewhat. Little message, no doubt, being passed to him. He really does look wound up, doesn't he? He means business tonight. Let's hope he gets his mind back onto football.
Well, it's a penalty to St Helens at the end of all that. Loughlin, who kicked the conversion from far out on the left-hand side, now has a chance for a bang in front, but he's some 35 metres away from the posts. Oh, and he sliced it. And it doesn't even go there. So, David Cooper can run that ball out. And a penalty this time, I think, for an attempt to steal the ball in the tackle by Jonathan Neal.
Well, it's getting a bit messy now, isn't it? You can see Neal being penalised for pushing him back down to the gun. You've got to get out of the way. The rule states quite clearly, once a man has been tackled, you've got to get off him and get away from it. Not push him to the floor.
I get the impression, Mike, after 16 minutes, the temperature might be cold up here on the gantry, but it's boiling out there.
Yes, there's no love lost between these two sides, and interesting to note, we said about that wind, well, I can assure you it has started to blow really strong. That certainly could have a lot to do with this game late in the match, when St Helens will have it on their advantage in the second half.
Austin gets the ball away to Graham Hallis, and he is met by quite a reception committee, Joint and John Harrison. Now Mike McLean, backhanded, got away with it too. Bishop will dab the ball forward. That's one for Mark Perrott and Mark Preston to chase, but Mike Riley is there. He eludes Bishop, but can't get away from Perrott or Lord.
But that was better play by Halifax. At least they're using their full six, their full complement. Nice little kick by Bishop into the corner.
St Helens ahead, 6 points to 2. 17 minutes gone. Interestingly enough, they've lost their last 3 league and cup matches away from home. They mustn't lose here tonight. Dwyer. Downfield, finds touch right on the 20-metre mark.
Talented footballer, the St Helens hooker. Took another blind side. They weren't expecting that. All the time, left-footed kick on the outside of the boot. Excellent play, good thinking. He reads the game well.
St Helens kick the ball out, so it's Halifax head and feed. Bishop the dummy half. This is Gary Lord. Now Mike McLean, keeping his place at prop forward. The big Queenslander. Harrison. Mark Bailey. And that's the halfway line. Bishop. Devorty. Hallis was the runner out wide. He has Bentley in support. Bentley's taking hands on, flings the ball back inside. This is David Cooper. That's good play, Halifax. Good attack. Left tackle. Bishop. Hallis. Short ball to Lord. Keep the movement going. That's the message. Bailey to Perrott. Perrott to Preston for the corner. Oh, wonderful try. Great try, Mark Preston. His 21st of the season. It puts Halifax level.
Stone's bit of championship replay. Scintillating stuff here from Halifax. And the man that was a villain a few moments ago, Hallis, gets the ball, flips it away. Beautiful pass. Keeps it alive. The hooker Southernwood. Bailey out wide here. And it's Perrott, the second row, does the right thing. Just sucked in Riley enough for that man to go over. And that'll be a relief for that man. Mark Preston, remembered at Knowsley Road, the St Helens ground, had the opportunity to win the game for Halifax. Dropped it in a similar position. This time, there is no mistake. Great finishing, great try.
Great stuff from Mark Preston. He's had a wonderful season. Played in all but one of Halifax's 59 games since signing in the summer of 1991. It's tight to the touchline for Paul Bishop. The wrong side as far as he's concerned. He's a left-footed kicker. He's given it a chance, but he's missed it. It's level. Halifax 6, St Helens 6.
Good play by the second rower, Perrett. You can see him running in the arc. He moves into it. It's a beautiful thing. Let's just roll it on there. Pass the ball out wide. He did the right thing, sucked in the winger, Riley. Just enough to get through to it.
So all square, and here's Bentley running the ball out from behind his own line for Halifax. Just midway through this half. 6-all. Harrison, good drive down the middle. Doing the hard work, the Halifax skipper. Now McLean. And Cooper took the dummy, looked for the pass inside to Lord. McLean hung on to the ball. Here come Halifax again with Devorty. Lovely break. Support from Bailey. This is Hallis. Hunt is all over him. Good job too. Less tackle. Halifax on a real roll at the moment. Bentley to Bishop. Bishop evades one. Gets the ball away to Hallis. To Devorty. Quick hands again. McLean, the ball went back. Referee says play on. Preston. Head down, looking for the line. 6 tackles gone. It's the turnover, but great play from Halifax.
Champagne football from the Fax. Excellent play. They're keeping it alive, but the lovely little short ball. The main thing was the fact that they had support, and what a tackle. Carl Harrison coming in over the top, was patted down below.
They're wound up for this at Halifax, trying to put that hammering at Warrington behind them. Vivas. Now Chris Joynt. Well, it's an excellent game so far, this.
Lot snappier the tackling from Halifax tonight. There's at least one man going down and 2 coming over the top, trying to stop the ball being kept alive.
Cooper collects the kick ahead from Rapati. Now Bentley.
Well, the crowd went up, but it was shoulder high.
Southernwood ducking underneath the challenges, releases the ball to Bishop. Oh, lovely dummy from Bishop. And Mr. Ollerton was another defender for St Helens there. Now Mark Perrett. Suddenly Halifax have found their feet. They've got their confidence back. Bishop. Devorty, but he drops it. Knock on.
Well, this is an unusual one from Ian Ollerton. You'll see Bishop stepping in front. Now, normally a referee can stop play, and they normally do, but good, I like to see that. Ollerton really didn't think that it had anything to disadvantage to the Saints defence, so he allowed play on. That's what the crowd want to see. Good referee.
Well, he certainly didn't disadvantage the St Helens defence. He stopped Bishop in his tracks. Chris Joynt. Now Bernard Dwyer from dummy half. The ball went back. Referee says play on. Connolly swooped on the loose ball, and Lord and then Harrison swooped on him. Cooper with a haircut specially for Sky Sports viewers. Rapati dabs the ball downfield. Underneath it, with all the time in the world, is Bentley. Here's Gary Lord. Halifax appealing for a penalty then for holding down. The referee unimpressed. McLean is the runner. He's brushed Beavers aside but couldn't get away from Bernard Dwyer. Southernwood. Harrison. The tackling stint this is from Bernard Dwyer, the man in the scrum cap there. Little St Helens hooker. That's the last tackle for Halifax. 25 minutes gone, all square.
There's some tough exchanges out there. No love lost.
Bishop kicks downfield. Alan Hunt is underneath it. The possession statistic shows that Halifax are suddenly running the show here as far as possession's concerned. Big swing in their favour. Griffiths. Loughlin hit immediately by Hallis. Bailey in there and Bentley too.
Moving up very quickly, this Halifax defence, not allowing St Helens any room at all.
Rapati with the kick downfield. Bentley takes it on the full. And both sides are playing through the full sets of 6 here so far, giving nothing away either side. Disciplined performance from the two sides. Mike McLean, veteran of some state of origin battles for Queensland, 5 of them. Here's Devorty. Southernwood back to Bishop. Kicking of Bishop so important. It was to St Helens when he was there, it is now to Halifax.
The major factor with Bishop's kicking is keeping it well out of the way of the fullback David Lyon. Splitting the difference between the wingman Alan Hunt and Lyon. Intelligent kicking.
The crowd shout for a forward pass, but the referee says play on. This is Bernard Dwyer.
It's the type of running that Saints should be looking forward to. Runs like that from Dwyer, keep it alive, because this Halifax defence, as you can see, moving up quickly out wide.
Rapati manages to get the ball away in the tackle. This is Beavers, back to Connolly. Connolly couldn't get away, but he manages to stand and release the ball. Joint, he keeps it going to Dwyer. This is good play from St Helens. Cooper, the man in support. Back from Cooper to Connolly. But good defence, Halifax. And back to 6, says the referee. Must have touched a Halifax hand. Meanwhile, Connolly's taken a bang on the head. Bit groggy. They'll play the ball, though, to John Harrison.
Banged his head on the way down. But it's pretty tough out there. Some hard tackling. That was forward. Party tried to hide it, dragging the ball back. See there, Jonathan Griffiths, that last pass, he just held on to it far too long. Trainer runs out, treats Gary Connolly. Plenty of bumps and bruises after tonight's game.
Halifax with the head and feed for that forward pass. Bishop to Bailey. How those two Halifax halfbacks would like a big match tonight. McLean. Southernwood, Bishop. Devorty, Bishop again. Perrott. Connolly brings him down.
Building in confidence now, Halifax. Paul Bishop and Mark Bailey starting to run the show.
Austin clips that one downfield and leads the Halifax chasers. He doesn't need to run too fast because he's found touch.
Nice play by the Australian centre. No one at home there, picked his mark right. Excellent kick.
Greg Austin of Halifax, formerly with Rochdale, Salford and Hull Kingston Rovers. He scored tries wherever he has played. Jonathan Griffiths for St Helens. Half an hour gone, 6 points all. Rapati. It's a good effort from Bailey and Bishop, isn't it, to keep Rapati and Griffiths so quiet.
Well, they had a bit of a nightmare at Warrington. Greg Mackey really did just run riot, did that Australian. You certainly don't want to do that and allow the Kiwi to have the same latitude tonight.
Lyon in possession for St Helens, but surrounded. Referee says that Lyon was held. Cooper. Last tackle for St Helens once Cooper picks himself up. Dwyer, the dummy half, to Rapati. They have to help it wider to Lyon, who gets the kick in. Oh, Bentley, but it went backwards. Its progress towards the Halifax line was never stopped, despite the fact that Bentley got a fingertip to it. And now he's in at dummy half. Lachlan and Bentley sharing a smile. John Bentley, the Halifax winger. McLean again. Runs strong, and he's run straight all night so far. And Southernwood on his own from dummy half.
Good thinking there by Southernwood. See that the gap was appearing nearly to the halfway line. This way Bishop can boot it well down the field.
Riley collects. Now Riley can motor, and that's a good run. And it was halted by Gary Lord. Alan Hunt now. Good high-stepping run from Hunt and almost away, but McLean hung on to him. Vivas. Harrison. Dwyer looking for some option. Griffiths now might provide an option. Oh, he just handed Bishop away there. Bishop took a bang in the face from Jonathan Griffiths. Cooper to Lachlan. Lachlan dabbing it forward. And Cooper was there.
Nice play by Lachlan, though. That's what's better from St Helens. Up until then, they were just playing one-out football. No one was actually running onto the field. There you see the replay, Lachlan putting it through round Hallis. The substitute fullback, David Cooper, did the right thing.
Phil Vivas, meanwhile, has been pulled out for holding down in the tackle.
There you can see, he just pulled him back slightly, interfering there. Also a few words were said to Graham Hallis for swinging the left arm.
But Vivas, the man penalised. Halifax then in possession on halfway.
Just get the feeling, Eddie, that this Halifax side now building in confidence. They mentioned the two halfbacks combining well. Bishop and Bailey really does get down to the fact that if your forwards are moving forward quick and hard and fast, then you can take control.
That was Perrott with the good run. Good job that Griffiths and Joint were there. This is Bishop, now Bailey. Bishop on the return. And he finds Greg Austin. Austin trying to get away from Joint and does so. He's such an elusive character, this. Then straightens up. And David Lyon, the last line of the St Helens defence. Now Bishop changes the direction of play to Bentley, to Bailey, to Austin again. He keeps the movement continuing. David Cooper has joined the line, the substitute full-back. It's the last tackle. Halifax just 10 metres short. Bishop, the referee thought about blowing for a knock-on then, and instead he's let them go. Ball out to the far side to Bentley, now to Austin. Oh, that's a great tackle by Lyon. It's all very untidy, it's 6 to go. Halifax are over, but no try. He's held up on his back.
Oh, great play by Shane Cooper, and it had to be. This was really messy football here. It was Cooper, the man that made the mess to start with, and then he swept up and did the right thing. How he stopped him from scoring this is beyond me. The strength of the right arm must have dragged it off the ground. Look, for all the world, Eddie, that was going to be a try.
Gary DeVorty thought it was a try, but is this a knock-on earlier on?
Well, he came off the boot. He did play on, did Ollerton.
But Halifax are still not finished in this attack. The ball's come free there. The referee said that it was stolen. It's a penalty. Halifax bang in front of the sticks.
Well, he's been in everything, hasn't he, Graham Hallis? Sees for a party that's involved with him there. The ball is just dropped onto the floor, drops into Cooper's arms. You can't hold a board meeting, it just drops like that. The party not impressed. This should be a gift, 2 points. They're really buzzing this Halifax side now. Down 6 points to 0 very early in the game from a mistake from the fullback Warren Wilson. But gee, they've bounced back well.
Bishop right in front of the sticks. 11 metres out. Easy. Halifax hit the front for the first time then. They've clawed their way back from a 6-0 deficit. They now lead 8-6. On my watch, about 4 minutes left in this first half. Halifax champions in 1986. St Helens that year finished third, 2 points adrift.
You just wouldn't think it was the same side, would you, this Halifax outfit? Only 5 days ago, they really were given the run around by a Warrington side. Different proposition tonight, though.
Yes, they conceded 11 tries at Wilderspool last Sunday. But they're in a much meaner mood back here at Thrum Hall. Widnes and Hull still to come here to Halifax's home territory. And if they win this one tonight and those two, well, Halifax then really should finish in the top 4. So important when Premiership places are sorted out for the home ties in the opening round of that competition. Competition, by the way, of course, that goes all the way to Old Trafford, and you'll be able to see the full gala day here on Sky Sports. It's a 7-hour broadcast that day. Alan Hunt, meanwhile, fumbling the kick ahead.
Well, that's got to be a penalty. That was a voluntary tackle. He should have got up and played the ball. You can't just stand there and wait for someone to get there. Alan Hunt, he's tackled. Bentley and Hallis get to him. He got up, turned round and refused to play the ball. That should have been a penalty.
Good job that Cooper didn't cut his fingernails this morning. He held on to that. But the Saints look rattled after going into that 6-point lead. Halifax have come back at them really strongly. Their championship hopes are on the line tonight. David Cooper with the run.
They're going to have to lift their game, St Helens, a bit. They really are going to be contenders there. They were given a lifeline with Bradford beating Wigan midweek. I thought they would have come out with all guns blazing. But it's been more of a whimper, I'm afraid.
Yes, Halifax are catching the eye. Bishop to Devorty, to Perrott, back to Devorty, now Cooper. Connolly drags him to ground. It's the last one. Devorty's the dummy half. Bishop. A high midfield bomb. A real tester. No one in St Helens wants it. Bentley steaming up out there. Dear me. That caused chaos at the back for St Helens.
Nice kick, though, from Bishop. Right across the face of the goal. High, the wind got hold of it. Look at the bounce on that one. Panic stations in the St Helens defence. They're on the rack.
And there's all that 12 feet of slope that Bill Arthur was talking about before the match here at Thrum Hall that Bishop took full advantage of then. We're into stoppage time though now, and Loughlin with the break. He finds David Lyon. Lyon gets it to Riley, and that's good defence by Bailey. There's the half-time siren. Halifax well pleased with that. They lead by 8 points to 6. They went 6-0 down, courtesy of the Loughlin try and goal after 6 minutes, but they clawed their way back into this match. Bishop with a couple of goals and Mark Preston with the try. 8-6 half-time. Half-time here at Thrum Hall, and Halifax are ahead, but only just by 8 points to 6. Loughlin with the try and conversion in the 6th minute, but Preston with the try and Bishop with 2 goals, giving Halifax that half-time advantage. I think Mike Stevenson mentioned that during the course of that first half, that with the door being opened slightly, courtesy of Bradford Northern's victory over Wigan in midweek, St Helens might really have come out with all guns blazing, but I think you summed it up absolutely perfectly, Mike. They came out really and whimpered.
Yeah, it really surprised me. I thought that they really would come out and give it their best shot, but to me, maybe the fact that they scored early, it was a bad mistake by Wilson that let them in for an easy try. Maybe they thought that Halifax would capitulate. Well, they certainly didn't do that. They bounced back very well, and they fully deserve to be going in a half-time in the lead.
We have hinted all the way through this season whether St Helens have got it to go all the way. It's on nights like this, to be fair, when championships are won, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I think the big problem is, and I'm sure that their coach Mike McLennan will be looking into it, is the fact that their halfback combination of Griffiths and Rapati just isn't working, whereas Bailey and Bishop really are getting things organised. They're using the forwards out wide. Devote's having a great game. He's running well wide of the ruck. I like to see him run out wide. He's a lot more, gives more impact to the side. And I think that they've done some really, really hard homework over the week. Malcolm really has lifted them, because they don't look the side that was whitewashed, basically, by Warrington. 11 tries. That's not the same side on display tonight.
Indeed not, and yet St Helens were off to a blinding start, weren't they? After only 6 minutes, it was Paul Loughlin over in the corner.
Well, a kick, as you can see, coming through, but full credit to Shane Cooper. Warren Wilson here, he gets injured in this particular tackle, takes a step, Cooper comes through. And
was that high, Mike?
No, I think it was off the shoulder. It was just the impact there. Joint did the right thing, just flicked it away, and Loughlin won't get any simpler than that. That really rocked Halifax. They were really into it.
But dear me, didn't they come back, and it was a great try this. They really did keep the ball alive, and Mark Preston again the scorer.
Yes, we mentioned during the commentary that, of course, Preston dropped that ball, vital against St Helens at Knowsley Road. But this was beautiful play. Well played by Parrott there. He pulled in Riley there just enough for that guy to get over. He's got plenty of speed as Preston, and that was a great try. But at that point, Halifax were really keeping the ball alive. The little short pass, the forwards getting out wide. Bentley kept it in on the right touchline. How he did that, I don't know. But Hallis, he was a villain in the first 5 minutes, and then he got involved twice in that move, kept the ball alive. It really was champagne stuff.
I've read in the paper this week there are 13 teams in the First Division, and then there's Wigan, because everyone can knock each other off, can't they? And we're seeing that here again tonight. It's a great competition.
Well, let's not forget that, let's not take anything away from Bradford. OK, they can say that Wigan had a few reserves in or whatever, but it's all about teams, and that's it. They've given them a chance. Bradford's given St Helens a chance. They don't appear today to want it.
We shall see whether they do want it in the second half. We've got every minute of the action coming up for you here on Sky Sports. Don't go away. It's a cracking contest, this. Halifax 8, St Helens 6 at the break. So, confirmation of the half-time score here at Thrum Hall. 8-6 to Halifax. It's a great match, though, and a match that St Helens desperate to win. Team tackling. St Helens, needless to say, getting through a lot of work. Scrums all square. Penalties going Halifax way 5-2. Handling errors. St Helens have made 4 to Halifax's 3. And look at the possession statistic. That's how much Halifax have been in control of that first half. Collection is being held here by the Elland Rotary Club for a local hospice tonight. Let's hope they make lots of money for a very, very well-deserving cause. They look like they're enjoying themselves anyway, the people from the Elland Rotary Club. And no wonder they've got those tin hats on. They won't be throwing silver in this part of the world.
They won't be throwing notes either.
Paul Loughlin, his try and goal have given St Helens their 6 points. And it will be St Helens who will get this second half underway, and perhaps the most vital 40 minutes of the season for St Helens lying ahead. They've got to come out in this second half and win the match as Rapati gets us underway.
Well, I'm sure their coach Mike McLennan would have given them plenty of that half-time break. They just are not putting it together. And surely he would have rammed it down them, the fact that they have a chance for this championship, but they've got to win this first.
As you say at half-time, Mike, it's a question of desire, it's a question of just how much they want it. Mike McLean. Just wonder how many of these current Halifax players will find their way into the club's new Hall of Fame. 24 of the greatest players to ever pull on the Halifax jersey will be honoured on the 27th of May. And the club have asked me tonight to say to any former Halifax player who might be watching that they will be very welcome to attend the opening on the 27th of May down here at Thrum Hall, when all the season is done and dusted.
Pretty hard just to select 24. There's been some great players that have graced this ground, play for the very proud Halifax club.
Here's Chris Joynt, high tackle from Carl Harrison.
Well, you can see that Harrison went for the shoulder first, slips up over though, and the new ruling states that even if you do connect on the shoulder, if you finish up above it, you will be penalised.
700 tackles for Halifax this season, that one just a touch high. Jonathan Neal. Remember, St Helens have got Sullivan and O'Donnell on the bench. Halifax have got David Cooper out there already for the Warren Wilson fullback. And they've got Adam Fogarty to bring in if the going gets tough later in this half.
Well, if the problems continue for St Helens, I think I should be looking perhaps to bring Shane Cooper into the half-back position and maybe switch Griffiths into the pack, as they really are not firing. Tir Rapati wants more service, I feel, and he's not getting it.
Here is Rapati now, taking matters into his own hands with that dart through the imaginary gap that was closed by McLean and Lord. Rapati to Beavers, side-footed from Beavers, but it was to nobody really in particular other than Mark Bailey.
Strong little footballer, Mark Bailey. Tireless defender.
Harrison. Big ask of this St Helens team, of course. They've not won on this ground for 10 years. That's 10 years in the big league, of course. They did beat Halifax in the Cup quarter-final here 2 years ago. But in league football, it's been a barren waste. Thrum Hall for St Helens. What can Lyon do here?
There's a typical example of this Halifax defence moving up quickly. Really just forced Bernard Dwyer into no man's land.
It's a tremendous tackling stint from Halifax, this. There's one thing that Malcolm really has done since he got here. He's made them a fitter team. And they're swarming around the man in possession all the time. Cutting the options down. St Helens just can't get off first base at the minute. Loughlin. That's better. He has the support from Griffiths. Cooper is there too. Hunt calling for it. That was awful. That was a pass to nobody other than Gary DeVorty.
I have a bet that DeVorty was calling for it though. But excellent play by Loughlin to send him through. Jonathan Griffiths really should have been looking for Cooper on the outside. But for my money, Gary DeVorty was yelling for that ball. And he paid off for him.
Alan Hunt was motoring down the left wing with his arms held up. He wanted the ball. Mike McLean, meanwhile, spills it. Chance here now for St Helens with Rapati to Connolly. Connolly caught one there from Austin, and that ball bounced off Rapati. And Connolly picked it up, and Connolly was in front of the ball.
Offside there. I keep saying that you can't tell the general meeting before you accept it. It bounced straight to him. That just shows you the problems that this St Helens side are going through. Overrunning, trying to keep this ball alive, just panic football, really.
Is it anxiety, Mike, do you think, with the situation at the top?
Well, the pressure is getting to them, that there's no doubt, but the feeling is that there have enough experienced players out there to start calming things down, take control. That's what you have to do. The likes of Shane Cooper, he's been around a while, he knows what it's all about. He should be getting in there first man and taking control.
Look at that hit there with the shoulder of Jonathan Neal, and McLean then finished off by Beavers. This is a rough, tough sport, there's no doubt about that. Bishop, Devorty and Perrott. Devorty called for the return, got through Connolly. Good run from Devorty.
Once again we see the Halifax second rowers, Lord and Perrott and Devorty, the loose forward, running out wide. Good tactics. They're creating a lot of problems for the centres, Connolly and Laughlin.
Austin. Off the legs of Laughlin. Now this will be interesting. Bishop just couldn't get hold of it.
Well, it was on the last. He took the odds, didn't he? See there, he tried to kick it. He's been a lot busier tonight, Paul Bishop.
That was on the sixth tackle, that little knock-on from, on the last tackle rather, that little knock-on from Paul Bishop. So it was the turnover again.
Once again, St Helens are finding there's only one way to go, and that's down that middle corridor.
Rapati taking matters into his own hands and then finding Laughlin. But he couldn't get away from Perrott. Now Jonathan Griffiths. Over the top from Griffiths, and he got the ball himself and found Alan Hunt. Now can Alan Hunt outstrip Bentley for pace? He turned the ball back in field to nobody whatsoever, and Devorty was the man.
Well, once again, it's all about panic, isn't it? Jonathan Griffiths did excellently well there to get the ball back, chipped over. But this is just panic stuff. That was to nobody there.
McLean, ball back inside to Harrison. Bustling run from the Halifax prop forward. Bishop now. Bailey, Austin, Hallis ran at Hunt and was dumped unceremoniously on the halfway line.
Great tackle by Hunt there.
Bailey, still Bailey. The call was from Austin. Oh, I think they were a bit harshly done by there.
Working hard, yes, it's just forward. Good positioning by Ian Hollerton.
It was the forward pass, was on the last tackle, so again the turnover. St Helens back in possession with Cooper to Hunt. Alan Hunt really ought to begin to stamp his authority on this match too.
Well, there's quite a few St Helens fans, they're wanting the Hunt to really fire, and also Gary Connolly. He's had a quiet sort of season, year should I say. He blitzed them at the first half of the season, but he really has been quiet.
Rapati, strength, finds Harrison. Tallest man in the big league, John Harrison, 6'7". Jonathan Neal working hard, getting the ball away to Cooper. The ball went to ground, kept moving backwards. Rapati was able to pick up the pieces. Here's Harrison again, to Dwyer, to Beavers, over the top from Beavers to Gary Connolly. Connolly straightening. Gets the ball away to Cooper, and Bishop was right behind him. And Bishop completing the fifth tackle.
Well, it might look pretty, but they're getting nowhere, are they?
Party with a kick downfield, it's too strong. One's dead in goal.
They kept the ball alive for 5 or 6 passes there, and there wasn't one man running onto the ball. Every single one of them was stood still. They really have got to shake themselves down and get themselves back into this game.
Well, Malcolm Reilly, the Halifax coach, watching up here on the gantry with us. His assistant downstairs is Alan Agar, and he's talking now to Phil Arthur.
Alan, your boys are getting through some tremendous defensive work.
They're working very hard. Roy Sutherwood in particular is working very well around the ruck area, which Malcolm stressed at half-time. That's where we've got to bottom up. And if we can hold them, put subject them to some pressure in their own 25, we might have a chance like this.
It's a tremendous run from Bailey. The support is there from Austin. Austin keeps the movement going. This is David Cooper. Desperate defence from St Helens, but are they going to be cracked? Preston with the ball, almost. And Halifax coming so close.
Oh, it was hard lines from David Cooper. It was a woeful attempt by Tia Rapati to tackle him, and Preston just could not drag it in. I give that half a chance. He took the option out wide. There was just no one there. There you can see Preston just couldn't drag it in.
It was the unkindest of bounces, wasn't it?
Not easy when it's going like that. That really has lifted this crowd, and look at that tackling.
11 minutes of the second half gone, as you were at half-time. Halifax being roared on by their supporters. It's St Helens in possession, though, with Griffiths. Big collision between Griffiths and Austin. And St Helens are having to do a lot more work in the tackling department. They're under pressure. Here's Alan Hunt. He's drifted from one wing to the other. He's released Cooper. Cooper, he saw Connolly, was free on the far side. Preston's with him. It's a race between Connolly and Cooper. And the ball runs dead. What a match this is.
Beautiful play by Cooper. He saw Connolly raise his arm, push it through. And I suppose Connolly, if he could have that again, he'd like to just try to kick it through rather than grasp it. But it was put under pressure all the way from Preston.
It was Connolly's arm that got to it. He knocked it dead, so it's Halifax with a tap on their own quarter line. And Connolly so close to putting St Helens back in the lead.
It was excellent play, though, by Cooper. Connolly did the right thing. At least they are combining, and it nearly came off. That probably will lift their spirits a bit now. What a cracker.
St Helens runners-up for a record 6 occasions. Champions last in 1975. They want to be champions in 93. They don't want the tag of the bridesmaids again. But Halifax are after a place in the top 4. They want a home premiership round here come the end of the season, with Old Trafford in mind. Both sides working hard. Halifax getting through the tackling now. And Adam Fogarty warming up on the touchline. Looks like Mike McLean, the Queenslander, will be the man he replaces. Fogarty waiting to come on once the ball is dead. Joint.
That's better running by the St Helens forward. Chris Joint leading the way. For once they are going forward, running onto the ball. That bit of a break there that nearly brought them a try has lifted them.
Party hammers the ball skywards. Cooper underneath it. "14 minutes gone, 8-6 Halifax, and they're in possession with Bentley. Bentley and Hunt having a right old tussle. Loughlin is there too, and Bentley using his strength to keep in the field of play, and Hunt won't leave him alone. Lucky to get away with that, Alan Hunt. Oh, that's high from Dwyer. Gary Law felt the full weight of that one.
Well, he could feel it just building. It was getting warmer and warmer. Oh, that sends the marbles round. Look at that. Well, he's given him the benefit of the doubt. Ian Ollerton just given the penalty.
Bernard Dwyer looking on anxiously as Halifax make their change because there is the break in play. Fogarty comes on, Mike McLean goes off. Adam Fogarty, former heavyweight boxer, on for the last 25 minutes or so. And straight into the action. 8-6.
It's going to go down to the team now that can just compose themselves.
Here's Fogarty, fresh legs. And Halifax taking the better of the penalties, 7-3. Bishop to Perrott. Oohs and ahs from the crowd behind those posts. Dwyer and Cooper, the two tacklers. This is Bentley, gets the ball out somehow to Bishop. Bishop keeps the momentum going. It's the last tackle for Halifax. They're 10 metres short. This is Devorty, dabs it forward himself. Lyon, the last man of defence, does well.
Good play by the full-back. That's chipped through by Devorty, but good position by Lyon. I'm also getting the indication here, Eddie, that if I was Mike McLennan, perhaps I might be looking to bring on someone like Gus O'Donnell. Just bring a little bit of spark into this attack.
Winger Anthony Sullivan on the bench too, so he has his attacking options, does the St Helens coach. Cooper, though, cannot get the ball away. Tremendous tackling again from Southernwood and Perrott.
That dish-like defence from Halifax, forcing them in. There was nowhere for Cooper to go there, and no one to pass it to either.
Preston, he scored some super tries this season, Mark Preston. Scored one here tonight, of course. Not spectacular, but it was just as effective and still worth the 4 points. Fogarty at dummy half, Bishop. Gary Lord with the run. Southernwood changes the direction of the attack with Harrison. Last tackle. Bishop, watch for the kick. He looked right and saw Hallis. Hallis is offside though. Hunt collects and yes, Hallis inside the 10 metres. He's offside. Referee was pointing to him all the way as he chased the kick.
Not much in it, but you can see Ollerton there pointing out to Hallis, saying get away from him. You've got to give him the 10. He didn't. And that's a let-off for St Helens. They were really under pressure then.
Well, we've heard from Alan Agar, Malcolm Reilly's assistant. Let's now hear from Mike McLennan's assistant, Frank Barrow, with Bill.
Frank, this is really tense stuff.
It is tense stuff. I don't think our half-backs are creating enough damage on the Halifax back line. And we've got to start swinging the ball out a lot wider than we are doing. We're playing it down the middle of the field and we're getting nowhere.
Still only 2 points in it. Do you think you can do what's needed?
Oh yes, I think we can do, but we've got to change our play now. We've got to start swinging the ball about, and we've got to get up on their forwards quicker than we are doing.
Are you going to bring Gus O'Donnell on?
We're thinking about it, we've just been having a chat about it now.
Well, if Mike Stevenson was a party to that conversation, he'd say get him on, I think.
Well, they're looking for something out there, but we haven't seen much from this guy either. They've really put a tab on him.
They've done a good job, Halifax, haven't they, on snuffing the party danger out.
Yeah, Gary Lord, Mark Perrott, and the loose forward, Gary Devorty, they've had a mission and they've gone around and done it.
And the two ex-Saints halfbacks, Bailey and Bishop, done a good job on their opposite numbers. Bentley trying to get Bailey away and succeeds. This is Preston. Preston just couldn't hang on. I think he's saying that as he got this, he was tackled without the ball.
Well, the knock on there, Bailey trying to get the ball in there. You could see that Preston just at the last moment was looking at Jonathan Griffiths coming at him. Just a split second, just lost the concentration.
Rapati. What a good job Bailey has done.
He works very hard, doesn't he? Doesn't often get the praise that he fully deserves. Works overtime every game I've seen him.
John Harrison.
This is where St Helens should put one of their famous moves on, the switches.
Vivas, a little gap. Good call from Mike Stevenson. Great play from St Helens. Rapati. He's had a quiet match. He's come up with the 4 points. The priceless 4.
Stone's bit of championship replay. We showed you this move before the game started. The run across the different avenue, and look at the gap open up there. They just caught the prop forward Carl Harrison out of position. The man who's been kept quiet all night goes in for the 4 points, Rapati. Head on, Griffiths switch inside, Cooper just pulled Harrison out of the defensive line enough for him to go through. Good support play by the Kiwi. And St Helens, they can breathe a sigh of relief. Not had many opportunities this second half.
So Loughlin from bang in front to improve that 50% success rate, and does. An important 6 points for St Helens. They regain the lead. Halifax 8, St Helens 12.
Well, there you can see Cooper's running across. Beavers goes straight through there. It's an excellent move. Look at the gap. Harrison has no chance there. The support out wide. Rapati. And all of a sudden, the chance of the championship. There's the glimmer back.
Yes, a different complexion on matters now. But still 18 minutes for Halifax to come back at them again. Rapati, his 20th try of the season. Scored some belters this season, has Rapati. But how many more important than that one?
Well, it's times like that, all the hours that they put down at training, they practice the moves. When it comes off like that, it's a great feeling.
That's a lovely ball from Rapati to Lyon. Lyon releasing the pass as he went down to Connolly. Connolly stepping, Connolly jinking. He's got Preston with him. And eventually he's got too many blue and white hoop shirts, and he takes the tackle.
Oh, he did well there, did Connolly. I thought he was going out of the touch. He threw a dummy and they stopped. He really did throw the Halifax defence off. That's a Connolly of old. Excellent play.
Noticed a cut ear on Connolly there too. He'll need some treatment on that if the referee spots it. This is Cooper. This now is Chris Joynt. Good tackle by Adam Fogarty. It had to be too. The turnover again. That happened on the last tackle, that Adam Fogarty tackle. So St Helens had their set of 6. Possession automatically turns over now in this game of rugby league.
Well, there's been some big hits tonight. These boys will be really earning their graft, their money, their pay tonight.
Second half possession has gone St Helens' way. I think it's probably swung in their direction in the last 5 or 6 minutes. And incredibly, as you noticed on that caption, the ball out of play for only 3 minutes. This is not a game for faint hearts and unfit players.
Halifax quite happy to stick to this game plan, using the kick downfield. There's still plenty of time for them to get back into this game. They don't have to panic, just keep at it. What they've been doing so well, swinging the ball back inside at the play of the ball. That's where the gaps have been appearing in the St Helens defence.
And Hunt, well, he went down like a dying swan. He milked it, a little wink from Alan Hunt. He knew that he got the penalty out of nothing.
Professional foul. Just threw himself over. Harrison didn't even know what was going on there. Little wink, a little bit of a smile. It's amazing what a few minutes can do. 2 minutes ago they were down in the dumps. Halifax in control. Now it's Saints.
Jonathan Neal. Fitness will play its part in this. It's only 4 points.
Notice the last few minutes as well, that last 5 minutes that Rapati has been playing out a lot wider. They've pushed him into the centre position, really.
Here's Chris Joynt. Fogarty and Gary Lord doing the tackling. Gary Lord again. This time bringing Jonathan Neal down. Last tackle. Will they try a drop goal here? Rapati thought of it. That ball came off a Halifax jersey. Griffiths went for it, but Mark Bailey just swept the danger up for Halifax.
Bit of a bad option there from St Helens. They went for the field goal, but good pressure by Halifax put Rapati in two minds. Really, I think they should have elected to get the ball up in the air.
Perrott with the run. It's Cooper and Beavers to the old hands. Although Phil Beavers still insists every time I see him he's only 28. Bishop. Lyon watched that all the way and saw a little gap. David Lyon, the fullback. What a run this is. Hunt's in support, and that's good tackling back by Bentley. Quicksilver attack though from St Helens, courtesy of David Lyon.
And he's knocked on.
Knocked it on.
Well, a wonderful play here by the fullback David Lyon. It was a lovely dummy he threw at Graham Hallis and had the speed to go through. That deserved a try, but good play by Bentley. Scrambled back in defence.
Devorty for Halifax. He drops it. Was it stolen? Yes. The ball was stolen in the tackle. The referees penalised St Helens for it.
Punched out here by Bernard Dwyer. Using the right arm, pushing it down. Devorty quite happy to release it.
Mike McLean is warming up again for a second stint out there on the field. He's been replaced by Adam Fogarty. Looks like Malcolm really wants him back on for the last 10 minutes or so. Devorty trying to get the ball around the corner to Bailey. Just bounced off the shoulder, and Griffiths picks it up for St Helens gratefully.
Well, once again, we talk about panicking when you don't need to. The pass really wasn't on.
Good play by Jonathan Neal to Dwyer. Connolly to Griffiths to Cooper. Cooper doing well, and Joynt got in the way of Loughlin then, and Bishop all over him.
Good tackle by Bishop, but really Cooper went through there looking for the second phase, and that's a mistake by Connolly.
Well, Bishop all over him like a rash here, wasn't he?
Pretty hard to see whether Bishop was interfering there, grabbing, pushing. It's a little bit scrappy there.
Bentley shrugs Griffiths off. Tries to get away from Hunt. Bishop the dummy half. Devorty, Lord. And Paul Bishop working overtime. He still lives in St Helens. He wants to go out to the supermarket in the morning. He wants to go out with his head held high. Here he is again. Devorty. Austin. Cooper. High tackle, swinging arm, Loughlin.
Silly play by Loughlin there. You can see quite clearly, swinging left arm. That's a silly penalty to give away in a position like that. Slow motion didn't look as though it saw that vicious, but normal speed, believe you me, that rattles the teeth. That's a silly penalty to be given away.
Big set of 6 coming in here for Halifax with Fogarty. Southernwood to Bishop, to Harrison. Bishop again. Little chip over the top, good thinking. Oh, panic in the St Helens defence, try! And it's Mark Preston. His second try of the match. And Preston capitalising on panic in the St Helens defence.
Beautifully weighted kick here by Paul Bishop. I thought Connolly had this one sewn up. Takes it well, bounces through him. Preston was all over his opposite there, Riley. But what a beautiful kick. Everyone on side. Connolly appears to have it. It bounces off his fingertips. Riley makes a real meal of it. Preston has the foresight to go forward and score. Oh boy, we got a ball game now.
Mark Preston, remember, scored a try at Nosey Road. It should have been 2. He's got 2 tonight to make up for it. And Paul Bishop now has this kick to give Halifax the lead again. Scores a level. 12 all. The kick from Paul Bishop. He's missed it. 12 all. Remember in the cup, Halifax so close to Wigan, lost it on a drop goal. What's going to happen here?
You can see the ball just coming down onto Connolly, but this is the most important factor, the pressure that is going to be applied to him now. Excellent stuff there. Riley makes a meal. This man makes 4.
So we are all square. And on my watch, 8 minutes to go. Mike McLean comes on and Mark Perrott comes off. Where's your money now, Mr. Stevenson? If you remember, you put me on the spot. I said a draw.
I'm dumbstruck. Still plenty of action left though. Knowing Halifax and Paul Bishop as I do, and that was high. Surely the touch judge saw that. The referee Ollerton couldn't see it. Here he comes. Well, a bit of indiscipline. Remember, it was indiscipline that allowed Halifax to get into that position. It was Loughlin that threw that one, and this one now is Jonathan Griffiths. So that's 2 silly penalties they've given away. They're becoming their own worst enemy, are St Helens, I'm afraid.
Penalty count shows Halifax with 10 and St Helens with 5. Fogarty with the run. Now then, they lost that Wigan cup tie on a drop goal. I wonder whether we will see them, if they hold out here, St Helens, from this wave of attacks. I wonder whether we'll see Bishop setting for a 1-pointer. Harrison to Fogarty. Fogarty through the gap almost. St Helens desperate defence from Beavers. Bishop calling for the drop goal. Charged down. Charged down by Cooper. 6 to go. It's in the possession of Cooper. David Cooper this time of Halifax. Desperate moments for St Helens. Harrison. What a great game this is. Devorty. Bishop again. The runner was Gary Lord. He tried to get it away to Bailey. And the referee says, knock on.
Well, why on earth do they want to try to do that? They're in a position right in front of the sticks. All they have to do is play the ball, get someone back deep, like Paul Bishop, and put the 1 point in. Indiscipline again.
Scrums wheeled, and the referee wants it to reform.
That really is a let-off for St Helens there.
Griffiths, whose high tackle puts St Helens under the cosh. Loughlin.
You can bet that St Helens won't miss that opportunity if they get down in the quarter of Halifax.
Halifax hell-bent on keeping them down this end. Harrison takes the tackle. Still, St Helens persevere with their first 13. O'Donnell and Sullivan on the bench. Just over 5 to go.
See, they've worked hard, both packs, haven't they? They've really taken it to each other. No one's taken a backward step either.
Lyon with the kick downfield. Bentley lets it bounce once, then picks up pace. What a pick-me-up this is, though, for Halifax after that hammering they received at Warrington last week. They must have worked really hard in training.
Well, their biggest problem last week against Warrington was their defence. They fixed it tonight. Full credit to them and their coach Malcolm, really. They've worked hard. And really, to be fair, they've played the better football on the night.
Harrison drops it. Neil spreads the ball to Dwyer. He finds Connolly. Connolly heading for the corner, cuts in field, tries to get away from Preston. Connolly takes the tackle in the end. He had Riley outside him for a moment. There's Riley now. And Gus O'Donnell is warming up on the touchline for St Helens. The Saints drop goal specialist. It might go down to a single point here, one way or the other. There's O'Donnell. 6 drop goals this season already. Neil. St Helens inching their way towards those Halifax posts with Dwyer. Great run from Dwyer this. Support there from Cooper. Oh, Cooper under the sticks. Dwyer bust them open and Cooper was the man in support. And the title again swings back as a possibility for St Helens. Quite remarkable.
Stones bit of championship replay. We'll see that the Halifax defence, they went either side to see whether we're going to go for the field goal. And Dwyer took the opportunity to make the break. Poor defence there. You'll see 2 markers run away. And I'm afraid he should have been stopped there. Was Bailey, the man that's been doing tackling all night. Well, that one he missed, I'm afraid. Kept his cool, did the hooker. Well supported there by Shane Cooper. There you can see it. Just went too high. He's very strong. Intelligent play by the hooker. Good support play by Shane Cooper.
What a moment to score your first try since November. And Lachlan, from right in front, makes the 4 into 6. St Helens will think they've got out of jail if they hang on to this.
Well, when 2 markers go either side, that's what Halifax did. The thing you've got to do is make sure you get the tackle. They don't, and this is what occurs. Bishop couldn't get to him either. Oh, that's cool play.
Referee has pulled Bishop back, preventing him from taking the kick-off because McLean had moved into an offside position. O'Donnell is on, and O'Donnell has got the possession from the kick-off for St Helens. He's taken over from big, tall John Harrison. Ducky O'Donnell gets the ball away. Griffiths misses.
Well, panic both sides now. Just when St Helens really should have been just holding it down, slowing the game down. You'd think they were the catch-up football side. They're in front. Surely the message will get out to them.
6 points. All Halifax need is a try close to the posts and the conversion, and it'll be all square again. Austin to Hallis. Hallis, he had David Cooper right in front of him. He couldn't release the pass then. He has to take the tackle. Eventually the ball spins out. And it was stolen in the tackle again on Hallis. Penalty Halifax.
Well, I often wonder when these professional footballers will learn giving away a penalty like that.
Big effort then from Halifax. This is Fogarty. How long to go? We're in the last minute. Just 60 seconds away from St Helens and victory. Priceless victory. Knock on against Halifax. Halifax don't believe it. St Helens, you can see the relief on their faces.
Oh, Fogarty there. Quite a lot of people around him. In my book, it was Chris Joynt that had a fingertip onto it. Lucky to get away with that one.
Surely now St Helens will just take the 6 tackles. Well, they don't have to. Halifax have been caught offside at the scrum. So they'll take their time here with this penalty. They'll plonk the ball into touch. And the championship stays alive.
Well, he couldn't blame Graham Hallis there, trying to take the option. Just trying to sneak away, go for that last gasp interception. The referee saw them too quick. And there you see good thinking by Gus O'Donnell. Seconds ticking away, talking to the referee. It all counts.
There's the siren. It's all over. St Helens have won. Halifax have taken them all the way to the wire. But St Helens 18-12 the victors. Tia Party with a try, and Alan Hunt shaking hands. Shane Cooper, though, with the vital try in the closing moments. St Helens stay on course. Magnificent match at Thrum Hall tonight. Halifax 12, St Helens 18. Loughlin, Rapati and Cooper. Loughlin with the 3 goals. Mark Preston with 2 tries for Halifax, and Paul Bishop with 2 goals. Not enough for Halifax in the end. St Helens, courtesy of that Shane Cooper try in the dying minutes, taking the 2 points, which keeps the pressure on Wigan, and their captain, Shane Cooper, talking now with Bill Arthur.
Shane, that was some win.
Yeah, it was. It was very, very important for us, and you know, to keep the league alive. At least we had to win this, as we have to win every game here on in. And Halifax gave us a mighty game, and you know, full credit to both sides who stuck to it and played a bit of entertaining football, I thought.
Did you think you'd blown it though?
Yeah, we made 4 mistakes on the run. You know, we gave 2 penalties away, and we dropped the ball a couple of times, and it was desperate for us. But we were lucky enough to escape with that last try.
And yet you scored 2 cracking tries. I mean, the move that Phil Vivas set up Tia Rapati, that was a gem, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was something that we've been rehearsing, and it paid off for us. And I suppose it's credit to the training runs. And if you work some things at training, sometimes they come off, not always. But that was one that did.
I don't think the one that won it for you though was a training ground move, was it?
No, it was good work by Bernard. I think he was just trying to run it in to go to the post, and he escaped a few tackles, and it was good. Yeah.
So you're still in the hunt?
Yeah, we're just hanging on in there, which is very, very important for us, and hopefully we'll get the Speckers behind us now. We've had three wins on the run, and like I say, we need to keep it going. We need to win every game if we're going to have a slight chance.
You look pretty shattered, Shane.
Yeah, it was you know, it was a pretty fast, quick game, and you know, full credit to both sides. Cheers.
Yeah, great game, and the match facts behind St Helens' first victory in the big league at Thrum Hall in 10 years. They had to work hard in the tackling department. Scrums went their way. They were murdered in the penalty count, 11-6. Handling errors, just about all square. And it just shows you first half and second half in terms of possession belonging to Halifax, but St Helens coming out with the 2 points. No doubt one man who is bitterly disappointed is the former St Helens scrum half, now earning his corn here at Halifax, Paul Bishop. Paul Bishop with Bill Arthur.
Paul, to lose it in the last 5 minutes like that must be really disappointing.
Oh yeah, it is very disappointing, and it was just our silly mistakes that St Helens capitalised on, and that won them the game.
You put it down to that, those errors you made?
Well, we made 3 basic errors in our own half, and every time Saints capitalised, and that means 18 points. And you have a look at the score, if we would have nullified them 3 mistakes, we might have won the game.
And yet it looked early in the second half, when you'd taken the steam out of them, you put some great tackling in, that maybe you'd turn the corner then.
That's right. We thought we could beat St Helens, and it proved that tonight. It was just like simple basic errors that cost us tonight.
And yet it was a big improvement on what went on last weekend.
Well, we owed it to ourselves for what happened to us last weekend, and we had to go out and improve a little bit tonight. And we did it in patches, but as I go back again, it was them silly mistakes that cost us the game.
Well, looking at St Helens, you've seen them tonight. Wigan lost in midweek. As an outsider and as an ex-Saints player, what do you reckon to their chances now?
Well, they've got a good chance of it all goes down to, I think it's Easter when Saints and Wigan play each other. St Helens have got a few good players to come back, and yeah, they can push Wigan all the way, but it's going to be very hard for them.
And you in the top 4 still, do you think?
Well, it's made it hard tonight, but we've got, I think, 6 games left, and we've got to make sure we win them 6 games, and then maybe we might sneak in at 4th.
Heartbreaking for Paul Bishop and the Halifax boys, but a tremendous match here just the same. Absolutely fabulous game. St Helens winning it in the last few minutes. We've talked on the big league this season about the bottle of St Helens and their commitment to winning titles. I must say, Mike, in the second half they showed the character that perhaps we have thought was lacking this season.
In the last 20 minutes, I thought they were going to be really bring themselves down by giving away silly penalties, which allowed Halifax back into the game. But full credit to them, the scrambling defence was excellent. When they first made that break, midway through that second half, you could see that they were lifting themselves. And I think the message went out that they were going to do a replacement. They're going to bring out Gus O'Donnell. And all of a sudden, the St Helens players said, hey, come on, let's get these things organised. And that's what they did. They took their chances, and that's what it's all about.
Absolutely, they took their chances. They took their chances well. It looks like now it's all going down to that big Good Friday confrontation with Wigan at Central Park. The St Helens coach, Mike McLennan. Let's get his view on proceedings here at Thrumhall now. He's with Bill.
Mike, can't be easy to sit on the sidelines and watch a game like that.
Certainly not, Bill, and the auricles and ventricles are still pumping overtime.
Was it really that tense for you?
Yeah, it certainly was. It was the type of game we expected. I went to Wilderspool last week, and I was fully aware of the repercussions from Malcolm, really, with the Halifax side, and it's a credit to them. And I didn't realise it was 10 years in the Championship League since St Helens had victory up here. But it was going to be a game that went right to the finishing line, and credit to both sides. It was a tense game. There was errors, but I think the commitment on both sides. I thought we just started to get a little bit of ascendancy in the second half. We seemed fairly stagnated the first half, and I was a little bit worried. We seemed to get a little bit disorientated, but you know, we were going forward without. We gave away some silly penalties, which gave them field position and opportunity to express some of their set pieces. So in retrospect, I'm really thrilled. We've got a happy dressing room.
And still in there in the hunt. So I mean, this really was the win you needed, wasn't it?
Oh, it was essential. I mean, this was one. If we'd have lost tonight, we'd be gifting it to Wigan, and you know. Well, we've got to, you know, we're going to work hard to try and keep the pressure on Wigan.
Well, Mike McLennan obviously delighted, although the face didn't show it. All square, all level at the top of the table now. It's between those two, Wigan or St Helens for the big league title in 1993. And what a match in prospect on Good Friday at Central Park. And don't forget, as I said during the course of the match here tonight, you'll be able to see that game here on Sky Sports. We shall transmit the whole game 11 o'clock on Good Friday evening. And that, Mike, is one to savour and look forward to and relish.
It'll be a cracker, and mainly the fact that St Helens just got away with it tonight. It would have been a big disappointment, I think, to everybody in rugby league if they'd have lost. I feel a little bit sorry for Halifax, because I thought that they played the more enterprising football, but it all comes down to that taking those chances. I can't believe that they got themselves into a lovely position when it was square, all square. They threw the ball back and never took the opportunity to take that field goal. Bishop had one attempt which was charged down. They should have gone for another.
Well, I wonder if that one would have gone over, what would have happened. But let's now take a look at some of the highlights of a magnificent second half. First of all, the Tira Party try for St Helens on the hour, which just edged the Saints ahead again, 12-8.
Well, it's a planned move that they do very well indeed. It's a double switch coming at the double angle, and you can see there, poor Harrison was caught out in the defence. Only needs a couple of inches. It was Beavers that went sailing through, and the man that has been kept quiet for most of the game, Tira Party. What a time to pop up.
But then, Mark Preston, 10 minutes to go. This levelled it up at 12-all. Big mistake from Connolly.
Well, not so much a mistake. It was a matter of the pressure that Greg Austin was applying to him. It was a beautiful kick by Paul Bishop. He really did know what was happening there. But Connolly went high. He had it on his fingertips. But the Australian Greg Austin, the impact, it just knocked him through.
I just wondered if we saw that on the replay, whether Austin actually got a hand to the ball himself.
No, I think that when we did see the replay, I think you'll see quite clearly that Connolly does get his fingertips to it. And he's trying to drag the ball in. But at that moment, as he touches it, Austin's coming in on the impact there. Bit of a mess up by Riley. He made a big meal of it. But Preston, Johnny on the spot.
I've heard that somewhere before this season. And then, 3 minutes from the end, it needed a captain's part, and Shane Cooper came up with it, but credit Bernard Dwyer for the run.
Yeah, it's a shame, really, that the man that missed the tackle was Mark Bailey. He tackled well all night. But we mentioned before the game, beautiful play by the hooker Bernard Dwyer. And there it is, the skipper Shane Cooper in for a great try. But look at this, the strength of the man. He loves to run from dummy half. Really is a great player. He doesn't get the just desserts, this fella.
Remarkable, actually, that it was Bailey and Bishop, the two ex-Saints lads, that Dwyer brushed aside to feed to Shane Cooper in the end.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Dwyer would have enjoyed that, but it was good thinking. It's all a matter of just knowing when to do it. He's a good thinker, is Dwyer. He could see, and he knew that both markers would go either side, expecting Dwyer to throw the ball back for perhaps the field goal, the drop goal. He took the opportunity. They were going wide of him. Dwyer just pushed him away, and perhaps a vital missed tackle by Bailey. Probably the only one he'd made all night.
Yes, he tackled his heart out, Mark Bailey. And I suppose the important thing from a St Helens point of view, the last two tries, bang under the black dot. No problem for Paul Loughlin to add the extras.
Well, it makes it easy for the goal kicker, doesn't it? But I think the most important factor is that those last two tries, the thing that will lift them, it really will give them confidence now. It took them a long time to get going, mainly due to the fact that Halifax's defence was moving up exceptionally quick. It wasn't until late in that game that they started to take control. I think they were only in the Halifax half, in the second half, perhaps maybe 4 or 5 times, and when they did, they scored 2 tries.
Let's just have a brief word about Halifax at the end here. If they get into the top 4, if they can get home matches here in the Premiership, it won't be a bad shout for Old Trafford, will they?
Oh, no, and they must feel pretty confident. I think they must be pleased also. Malcolm really must deserve a lot of credit, because they were really hammered at Warrington just 5 days ago. They've come out here tonight and shown that they can get their defensive line very well much intact. They only missed a couple of tackles, but they really worked hard, especially in that first half. And quite frankly, I think they must feel a little bit disappointed, because they had most of the play.
I'm sure they will be disappointed. I'm sure, though, that St Helens are ecstatic tonight. They have kept the pressure on Wigan at the top of the big league table, and it really is going all the way to the wire now, this great race for the 1993 championship. Sunday, we are at Lee. Lee against Widnes is Sunday night's big league extravaganza. I hope you'll join us for that. Till then, goodbye.
Seize the day.
The Stones Better Championship.